Hey everyone, Cal Meinke here from MLive.com, joined by Justin Rogers. Big game this weekend for the Lions, pitting the top two teams in the NFC against each other. First place Cardinals, second place Lions, and really you have first place in the NFC on the line, which is big when you're considering buys and home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Who do you got this weekend, Justin?
I think we're underselling this matchup. This is probably the biggest game in Lions memory, going back, several years.
Regular season for sure. I can't think of one in the past 2 decades that was bigger in the regular season.
Yeah. We've talked about this a number of times. The Lions have not won in Arizona in quite some time. 2 decades, spans 7 games. Has not been a kind place to them, and the Cardinals are 5-0. So they're a good home team. They're obviously a good team overall, 8-1. I picked against the Lions every step of the way in this game until Carson Palmer went down, and I can't pick the Cardinals any longer with Drew Stanton under center. Stanton's a mobile quarterback. He's a tough quarterback. He's a veteran that's been around for a long time. The guy is completing 49% of his passes. The Cardinals have a ton of offensive weapons. They've got a great running back, a diverse, skilled group of wide receivers that can make plays. But if you don't have a quarterback that can get those playmakers the ball, then it all kind of falls apart. So, I'm definitely leaning toward taking Detroit this week.
My line of thought was similar. We talked about it earlier this week, and I actually said I was taking the Cardinals. But the more I thought about it, I just couldn't pick a team that was going to face a Lions defense that no one can run against the Lions. So you have to be able to pass the ball. And you have Drew Stanton at 49.5% accuracy throwing the ball. And that's what I came down to. And I try to think about it a lot because the Cardinals are so good at home. They haven't lost there since last year. The whole 1993 thing with the Lions, that's interesting from a historical standpoint, but it's totally irrelevant when it comes to this game.
Sure.
But for me, you look at this team is very good at home right now. At the same time, though, with Drew Stanton back there, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger.
And you mentioned the Lions' run defense. Andre Ellington is a very good back. He's a speed back with big play potential. He's been hurt all year. He's on the injury report this week, all week with limited with not just one injury but 2. He's got a hip injury. He's got a toe injury. He's not as effective as he probably normally has been. He's only averaging 3.5 yards per carry. So, I really expect Detroit to continue what they've done there, take that away. You're going to make the Cardinals one-dimensional, and that's a big factor in the Lions' favor.
Yeah, I looked at some of the numbers with the rush defense earlier this week, Justin, and it blew me away, some of the numbers. Obviously they're second in the NFL, so you know that they're pretty good defensively against the run. But when you look at some of the things they've done week to week, it's not a couple of great weeks against bad teams. They've held every single team they've faced below their season average for rushing. Even the Jets, who I think they're number 2 or number 3 in rushing. Only one team, the Jets, cracked 100 yards. If you take away the games that the Lions' opponents have played, if you take away the Lions' games, 8 of those 9 teams have averaged at least 100 yards per game. And the Lions have only had one team crack 100 yards against them. It's really remarkable what they've done. It's a testament to a dominant defensive line. There was some concern with Nick Fairley going out, how that would impact the rush defense, but we just haven't seen them miss a beat.
And let's not kid ourselves. This is not going to be a blowout. The Cardinals' defense is outstanding. And a lot of people are pointing out the number. Oh, they're 30th against the pass. That stat's kind of junky. The Cardinals are also very, very good against the run. When you're 8-1, you lead a lot in football games, and they did have the misfortune of playing against Peyton Manning this year, which will tarnish any stat. They top 10 in opponents' passer rating, touchdowns allowed, yards per play. They lead the NFL in interceptions, and that's where the Cardinals kill teams. Their turnover ratio is fabulous. They're forcing turnovers and protecting the football. We talk about Stanton, but he hasn't turned the ball over this year. He's been in parts of 3 games. This will be his 3rd start, I believe. No interceptions. So the key for the Lions to win this game, which we both obviously think they will, is protecting the football. They can't get more than -1 in that turnover margin.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I mentioned this in my prediction for the newspapers, but and for online, obviously. But just Matthew Stafford's done a great job, a much better job this year of hanging onto the football, on pace for 14 interceptions this year, which would be a career best in a full season. But certainly needs to do a good job in this game as well, because Arizona's not terrific defensively against the pass, but they are very opportunistic and they make hay there. Score.
I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm going a double-digit win.
Wow.
I just don't see the Cardinals scoring a lot of points. I don't see the Lions scoring a ton either, but I've got it 23-13.
Someone's hitting the Kool-Aid hard this morning.
Well.
I've got it. It's not so different for me. I got the Lions winning 20-13. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a really intriguing game. I just don't see how the Cardinals are going to be able to score enough points to beat a Lions offense that now for the second consecutive week has Calvin Johnson.
You mentioned the interceptions. I think Stafford's been sacked a lot this year. It's kind of compensated for some of the lack of interceptions. I think you're going to see a lot of sacks this week. It's just a really aggressive defense. It blitzes a lot. You got a rookie starting at right guard. I think that's going to be the key. Is just eat the sacks. Live to play another day. Don't give the ball in bad positions. So I think that's going to be key.
That's what we got. Should be an intriguing one. Check it out. Fox said it's the 4 o'clock game, late game. Big game for the Lions. As big as we can remember in the regular season. For Justin Rogers, I'm Kyle Meinke. We are MLive. Keep it right here.